As an entrepreneur, you have to get used to be challenged.
The people who are telling you that your idea won't work are not the people whose life that you want. So why are you listening to them?
The key to living a good life isn't getting rid of struggle, it's finding good struggles.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going. I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there is something greater inside you as well. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Jack Ma. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
The people who do the model should believe in the model, and I believe what I do. Everybody agrees, then there is no opportunity. When people criticize you, you have to think. And I spend most of my time thinking about the future. I spend most of time listening to the complaints. Because people like me, we don't have money, we don't have technology, we don't have a strong relationship. The only thing we compete with the others is that how we see the future. If I believe the future like this way, and those people believe that way, of course we're different. And when we believe that is the future, we start to do it. We start to spend time, we start to gather people, we start to do little by little. And I think everybody can be successful if you really try hard. I started Alibaba in 1999 in my apartment. I talked to the 18 founders that one of the things we want to prove, if Jack Ma and his team can be successful, 80% of the people in the world, they can be successful. Because we don't have money, we don't have technology, we don't have almost nothing. The only thing is that we believe in the future and start to do little by little. So, people like us, we are getting used to be criticized. We are getting used to be said no. People say no to you. When people say yes to you, we really appreciate it because it's not, why people should say yes to you. You have to prove. So, as an entrepreneur, you have to get used to be challenged. Have to get used to be said no by the other people, by the investors, by your customers, by the people. But this is the opportunity. When everybody believe it, you have no chance. When only a few people believe it, you prove it, that's your chance.
The people who are telling you that your idea won't work are not the people whose life that you want. So why are you listening to them? Your Uncle Joe, your Aunt Susan, the rest of your family, the people who you grew up with from high school, look at their life. Look at their life right now. Take away their words and what they're telling you, remove the emotion from it. Look at their life. Do you want a life like theirs? Because their advice will lead to a life like theirs. If not, then you probably should be doing the exact opposite of what they're telling you to do. Now, I think there's two types of people who will give you negative feedback. You got the haters, and then you got the people who are just ignorant. And there's a big difference between those two. So let's start with the haters. The haters, I call the little man, the haters, their entire role in their life is to bring other people down. Maybe they took their shot. This is actually quite frequent. They took their shot, they tried, they didn't work, they failed, and so now nobody around them can be successful. They get their value, they get their self-love by destroying other people because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's like watching some train wreck on reality TV show, right? Watching relationships and lives fall apart because it makes you feel better about your life. You feel better about your life when you see somebody else's life be a total mess, right? Those are the haters. Now, how do you deal with them? It starts by understanding that if you believe, like I believe, that humans are built to serve, right? People are built to serve. You want to do good. People are good, right? Both of those things. Humans are good and we're built to serve. Then what would get somebody who is good and built to serve to leave a nasty, negative comment or to tell you that you suck or your deal is not going to work out? What would drive them to do it? they really hate their life, right? Like empathy is the first step. Just feeling bad for them, not sympathy and using that as a negative against them. Not saying, well, your life sucks, so I'm not gonna. That's not gonna help anything. It's actual, genuine empathy. If the highlight of somebody's day is coming to this video and leaving a negative comment, it's okay. I feel bad for that person. If that's the highlight of your day, then you must be in a really rough spot if you believe that people are good and they're built to serve. And so what that does is remove the sting out of the comment. When somebody is raging on you that you suck and that your idea is never gonna work, having empathy to understand, wow, this person is likely in a really tough spot, that removes the sting of the words and allows you to then be more practical, less emotional, to respond emotionally and feel like, oh my God, maybe they're right. Maybe they have a point. Maybe I do suck. Say, wait a minute. This person, they hate their life. Why am I listening to them? Right? Just like the wake up call out of the head game that you're in. Listen to their advice. So those are the haters. Remove the sting and then allow you to make a practical decision. The second part are the people who are ignorant. They're your friends, your family, the people around you who they actually love you, right? Chances are your parents love you. Your mom probably loves you, right? Most moms love their kids. Your parents probably love you. So why would they be telling you not to go do something? Why would they be telling you advice against what you want to hear? Because they grew up in a different era. Your parents are pilgrims. Your parents don't understand the world that exists. Your parents don't understand that you can have a full-time business from this. It doesn't make sense. When your parents were your age, they couldn't do the things that you can do. So they want you to be successful. The people around you who love you want you to be successful. They have a different definition of success. Success to them looks different than it does for you because they're from a different era, and that's okay. Again, starting point is empathy. Understand that these words that are coming out of their mouth is love. They're trying to express love. They're concerned for you. They want you to win. They just have a different version of what winning looks like. And so when you're dealing with parents or friends or family, chances are the thing that you're great at, Michael Jordan level talent at, the thing that you want, is not the thing that your family does. And so it takes a lot of courage and strength to say, here's what my family does, here's what my community does, here's what my friends are doing, I wanna be doing this. That's hard. That takes a lot of strength and courage. And then these people, they don't want to see you go off and do that because they want you to stay here. They want you to stay in their community. What does it say about them if you're off doing something else, right? It's their own fears and insecurities. Because if you go off and have success over here, it makes them feel bad about themselves. They start to doubt themselves and what they're doing. They don't want to do that. So having empathy, right? Understanding that. And then especially if dealing with parents, I'm going harder on the parents because I get so many entrepreneurs who are asking me about how to deal with my parents. When you are trying to pitch your idea and say, here's what I want to do, and you are absolutely convinced that it's going to work, guess what's going to happen? Your parents or the people who love you will double down on why it's not the thing to do. If you say, I'm going to go be a YouTuber, right? Great. I want to be a full-time YouTuber. And you can say, well, look at all these people who've had successful careers as full-time YouTubers. Right? You go tell them that. They can say, that's crazy. Don't be a YouTuber. You go get a job. Go be a lawyer. Like, that's safe. That's stable. Go into real estate. That's what you should be doing. Don't go be a YouTuber. That's crazy. The more certain you are in it, the more they're going to think you're crazy and they're going to double down on it. The more you think, of course it's going to work out. What are you talking about? Why don't you support me? Right? If you're fighting, why don't you love me? Why don't you support me? Why don't you encourage me? Look at all these people having success. Of course I can do it. What, don't you believe in me? The more you attack them and are certain in your position, the more they're going to build up their walls and be more certain in their position because they think this person doesn't understand what's happening. This person is so blind. How do you not see this thing? On the other hand, if you approached it from a softer side, if you said, listen, I don't know if it's going to work out. I know a lot of people try and don't work out in business. A lot of entrepreneurs never make it. I'm afraid that it won't work. But I have to try. I have to try because I know that if I don't try, I'm going to regret it. I'm going to get to the end of my life and I'm going to regret not having taken my shot. And I don't want to look back on my life and say, this was my moment to try and I was too afraid. I don't want to be afraid. I would rather know and fail than not know. And I'm scared. And I hope you can understand that and support that. That's a lot easier for somebody to come down and say, okay, I understand. You're not attacking them. You're leaning on vulnerability and your fears and insecurities more than on certainty that this is going to work. And it's likely going to lead to a much healthier relationship and healthier conversation. Now, it doesn't mean that they're automatically going to accept you and yes, that's what you're going to do. And then you have to decide, are you going to live your life or your parents' version of your life? Your family's version of your life? Your community's version of your life? When you get to decide that it's your life. When you're 4 years old, you don't have a choice, right? You do what your parents tell you to do. When you become an adult though, what is it, 14? Is it 16? Is it 20? Is it 25? Is it 32? Are you gonna be 50 and still doing what your parents want you to do? Like at what age you get to decide? Are you gonna say, this is my life and I'm gonna live my life, and if people support me, great, and if not, I'm gonna be an army of one and I'm gonna will it into existence. So if you're an entrepreneur doing crazy, amazing things, you got this vision, you wanna change the world, you wanna serve, you wanna have an impact, you wanna make money, you're going to be faced with a lot of people who will criticize you because you want to disrupt the status quo, do something different. There's a lot of people who don't want you to do something different. They like the status quo. They want you to just fit inside the status quo. Fit inside this perfect puzzle piece, sit in your box, and you're good to go, right? A lot of people who want that for you. And over that course of you building your amazing dream business, you're going to get faced with both kinds of people giving you negative feedback, the haters and the people who are just ignorant. And learning to start with empathy, understand where they're coming from, and then deal with it in a way that is empowering, using the strategies I gave you, will give you more confidence and courage and positivity and energy and optimism to move forward, because you need it. Because building a business is crazy tough, crazy hard, and you need all the support you can get. And if at the end of the day, you still have nobody who supports you, you can come on back to Believe Nation, because we're here every day. There's a lot of love from me, but also you guys in the comments, in the community. You can share your thoughts, share what you're going through, and chances are you have somebody who will help you, who will be a guiding support, who will listen to you and support you as well. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know whose opinions do you need to stop listening to? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you're gonna take some action today, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments too.
Problems are basically the building block of happiness. And that is really counterintuitive to most people, because most people think of happiness as like no problems, you know, sitting on the beach with a pina colada, doing whatever. And but the truth is that we need some sort of struggle in our life. And the point I try to make in the book is that the key to living a good life isn't getting rid of struggle, it's finding good struggles. Struggles that invigorate you, struggles that feel important to you, struggles that can contribute to the people around you. Because that's where meaning comes from, and ultimately meaning is, you know, what we all need. Mm-hmm. People listening to this like feel stuck in some way. Generally, when people feel stuck, it's because they're in a situation where they believe that they don't have the power to solve whatever's going on in their life. And the truth is that you always have the power to A, react to whatever's going on in your life, or B, create the meaning around whatever's happening in your life. So it's usually just a matter of first changing perspective and then B, doing something to set about solving it. And again, it's what gets people stuck is that they want to eliminate their problems. It's not about eliminating problems. It's about simply finding something more meaningful, more worthwhile.
If you want to learn how to ignore the opinions of others, go check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
You are still obsessed with what other people are thinking about you.
Why do people live their lives based on other people's opinions?